Coming up on Energy Switch, we'll look at the current state and potential of nuclear fusion.
Yes, fusion and fission, they are both nuclear because they come from the nucleus. However, one is a sustained chain reaction that you're depending upon. That's fission. Whereas fusion, you have to apply that energy source in order to make it happen at all. If that goes away, it just stops.
Interesting.
In fusion, it's a real big leap forward, right? It's something where you have developed the technology for many years. I mean, we made it happen as mankind, and this is a fabulous accomplishment. So we have to create materials that withstand this type of process.
We have to make new materials.
Yep.
Next on Energy Switch, the fascinating topic of nuclear fusion. I'm Scott Tinker, and I'm an energy scientist. I work in the field, lead research, speak around the world, write articles, and make films about energy. This show brings together leading experts on vital topics in energy and climate. They may have different perspectives, but my goal is to learn and illuminate and bring diverging views together towards solutions. Welcome to the Energy Switch. Fission is the splitting of atoms and provides the heat that drives our nuclear reactors. Fusion is the fusing together of atoms and is what powers the stars, including our sun, which means, at a high level, that fusion powers Earth, but not in any way that we can control. If we could harness fusion, it would completely transform our world, producing limitless energy safely and without emissions, the holy grail of energy. I'll talk about the technology and its potential with Oliver Schmitz. He's a professor of nuclear engineering and associate dean for research at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, a top nuclear program, and co-founder of Rialto Fusion. Sabrina Johal is senior director of strategic development at General Atomics for their fusion projects and chairs the Communications Advisory Committee of the Nuclear Energy Institute. Next on Energy Switch, we'll discuss the potential and possibilities of nuclear fusion. The most important question I think we have to start with is it nuclear or nuclear? I mean, how do we actually say it? How do you say it?
Kernfusion.
Oh, no. You say nuclear or nuclear?
Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Definitely nuclear.
Not nuclear.
No.
Okay, we're not in Texas.
Not me.
Let's go high level to get started. Why should our viewers, our listeners care about fusion? What's the big deal?
When you think of fusion, it really is that perfect source of energy. And when you look at all the other sources that we have, they all have setbacks.
Yeah.
Look at solar and wind. They're dependent on the weather.
Well, and they come from the earth too. You got to mine all that stuff.
Correct. and you're depleting all these natural resources. Whereas fusion, a bottle of water is all one person would need for fuel in their lifetime.
That's it?
That's it. A 12-ounce bottle of water.
Like that?
Like that. So that and lithium. Whereas you look at fossil fuels such as natural gas, coal, they emit carbon, and they're also depleting natural resources.
Right.
Hydropower is dependent on geographic location. And then with fission, there's this perceived issue around safety and nuclear waste. Fusion has none of those issues.
Things to add to that, Oliver?
I think it's the clean, abundance, limitless energy source that we need. I always like to emphasize it's a baseload energy source.
Baseload being?
Being, big plants like a coal plant or like a fission plant, what we have today, so you can deploy it at scale and power the grid.
Fusion sounds like it would be some pretty hard thing to do. It almost sounds too good to be true.
Fusion is really hard.
Okay.
Well, the sun has large gravitational fields that get these nuclei close enough that they fuse. Because at the heart of it, a nucleus is positively charged. It has protons.
Right.
And as we know with magnets, like forces repel. You have to provide an energy source that gets them close enough together to overcome that barrier to cause fusion.
Okay.
And it turns out that's technologically very hard.
Okay. That's different from what we use today to make electricity from nuclear, which is a fission process, splitting. What's fission?
Yeah, for fission, it's relatively simple. You pile up uranium at the right concentration, at the right level, and burn it down. You control it with carbon rods in the simplest form. There are much more sophisticated reactors now, but that was pile number one, how it worked. And so that's, once you realize that when you have neutrons in this material permeating it, you can trigger this chain reaction and control it and burn it down. Okay. So that's much simpler than maintaining our plasma and convincing it to fuse.